Okay, and it is still the Afghan studio live here on IMBA 94.3 FM. And you're hanging out with your girl, the sports diva. And if you're just joining us, well, it is so important that I tell you that we are gradually winding down to the game. The Super Eagles of Nigeria up against Guinea Bissau, which is the last group game for Group C at the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations. And also, it's important to note that the lineups are ready for the Super Eagles game up against Guinea-Bissau and also Equatorial Guinea up against that host nation, Cote d'Ivoire. And for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, in a 4-2-3-1 formation, standing while Ballester retains the starting belt in the Super Eagles goal post. There you have Ola Aina. Kenneth Omero coming in for the injured Tristekong. Semi Ajayi partner Kenneth Omero and Calvin Bassey and Bright Osai Samuel. You also have Frank Onyeka, Samuel Chukwueze, Joe Aribo, and Moses Simon. And then you have Victor Seaman leading the attack for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Why for Guinea-Bissau, you actually have Mendes in between the sticks, and then you have Nanu, Sangate, you have Edgar Lee, and you have Mendes. Also in the 4-2-3-1 formation, in midfield you have Nito and Bikel, and you have Mendes, Dacio, Quizera, and then you have Gano leading the attack for Guinea-Bissau. We actually spoke about mathematically, out of the ordinary, how Guinea-Bissau can actually find their way into the next stage of the African Cup of Nations. But that is if Cote d'Ivoire failed to get maximum 3 points against Equatorial Guinea and Guinea-Bissau trashed the Super Eagles of Nigeria and other games in other groups go in their favor, then they might be having an outside chance. But apart from that, mathematically, it's looking like they're out of the competition. But the Super Eagles of Nigeria, a draw will secure their place in the next round. But a win and whatever it is that happens between Equatorial Guinea and the Cote d'Ivoire might just guarantee a top place finish for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And I have Kingsman in the building.
Yeah, good evening, Presh, and good evening, Abba. Wonderful game we'll be having today in Abidjan. The two games will be happening in Abidjan, and we are hoping that it favors maybe the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They just need a draw. They just need a draw to qualify for the next stage of the competition. But a win will mean that they might top the group with a win, depending on what happens in that game between Equatorial Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire. If Equatorial Guinea defeats Cote d'Ivoire, then the Super Eagles need to score lots of goals. In fact, they need to better the same goals that Equatorial Guinea scored against the team Guinea-Bissau. So it's going to be a very, very entertaining game today from both centers. I know that Cote d'Ivoire will be looking to bounce back after losing that game against Super Eagles of Nigeria. So all hands will be on deck for them today to win and qualify for the next stage of the competition. For Equatorial Guinea, it's looking like even if they lose today, they will be in the next stage of the competition. So, but to be careful, they would like to at least get something from that game against Ivory Coast today. So, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they just have to win today against Guinea-Bissau.
All right, another bench for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You have Chidozie Wazir, Kelechi Hanacho, Alex Iwobi, Ademola Lukman, Terry Murphy, Ahmed Musa, Paulo Nacho, Rafael Onyedika, Bruno Nyemechi, William Tristekong, Francis Uzoho, and Zaidu Sanusi on the bench for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, the Super Eagles of Nigeria against Cote d'Ivoire, we saw an improved performance coming from them. And another thing that we noticed in the game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria was, the fact that our wing backs actually, our full backs rather, had this overall and they were making the runs, but the inability to actually, bring in the crosses for Victor Osimhen made it difficult for Victor Osimhen. Now we're having Moses Simon and Samuel Chukwueze. We're expecting a whole lot of activity coming from, at the wings and the fullbacks, Ola Aina and Calvin Bassey. We're expecting a whole lot of crosses. And again, we're expecting that Victor Osimhen will probably start taking his chances. In the first game against Equatorial Guinea, he didn't take some of the chances that came. In the second game against Guinea-Bissau, against Cote d'Ivoire, the same thing happened. Yes, he got the penalty for Nigeria, but at this time around, do you be expecting someone that finished as the highest goal scorer during the qualifiers, to actually get the business started for the Super Eagles of Nigeria by scoring goals for them?
Yes, I think in this tournament he has had chances. Like you said, the game against Equatorial Guinea, he was there. He had chances to score against Equatorial Guinea. He only took one, the equalizer for Nigeria in that game against Ecuador. I am doing the press conference that the players are almost in the same level. In fact, everybody is prepared to play. Anybody he calls upon is ready to play for the Super Eagles. So he has decided to play Osai Samuel, who I know is a right back. He decided to play him in the midfield. He came in also in that game against Ivory Coast. The last few minutes he came in, he played in the midfield. He decided to try that experiment today for the Super Eagles. I hope it works. Also, Joe Areva is starting today. They all have to work hard. Frank Onyeka is here. He will be there to cover the defense and all that too. It's going to be the same, nothing much. Players will honor for the Super. So I expect them to win today against the Bissau.
All right, guys, and right now, I do well to actually come up with your predictions for the Super Eagles of Nigeria up against Guinea-Bissau. And also, don't forget that we're running the live commentary for you right here on Imba 94.3 FM about at exactly 6 p.m. Yes, we'll be bringing you the live commentary of the game, the Super Eagles of Nigeria up against the Guinea-Bissau. And also, don't forget that Equatorial Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire will also commence at the same time. The matches are starting at 6 p.m. Yes, to avoid any mago or any match fixing or any something happened though this one did not happen. So hit us up on 0809 666 0943 or 0708 000 0918, or you could actually drop your comment right there on the video. The Super Eagles are up against the Guinea-Bissau. Hello. Hello.